Hey everybody, welcome to another video on the 67 Stang channel. So I thought I'd give you a quick update where we are. We've made some progress and then talk about next steps and run through that, and then we'll see how we go from there. So, um, well, instead of talking about it, let me just bring you in here and show you what we've done so far to the car. And then we can talk about where we're going. So anyway, let me do that. And oh, and my shirt. Yes, wearing a shirt. Thanks, Andrew, once again for this wonderful shirt. So if you like the shirt, ping Andrew over at Grease Rookie Garage. He's the one that made it. He had talked about selling them on his merch store. So if you are interested, reach out to him. Last time I checked, they weren't on sale there, but maybe he'll add them if people are interested. So anyway, let me bring you in here and take a look. Okay, so we've got our seat riser in. It is primed. Before I put it in on the underside of the seat riser and the floor pan underneath, I made sure that I had primed it and put some paint down. I used the roller bar paint from VHT, or roller bar chassis paint, I think is what it was called, from VHT. So I got all that in there. So now we have a place to put a seat in. And what I've started doing and what I'm going to finish doing today is putting in the seam sealer. So you can see I've started right along the edges, trying to get in there good. Got some of it over there. Still got to start on that, but I've really focused on this driver's side here to start with. So what I've been doing, let me find my box. What I've been using initially on these seams is this product, PR patch filler. Let's see if I can get that to focus. I can't tell if it's focusing on it. Anyway, PR 15 patch filler and seam sealer. So I've been putting that in and getting it, trying to get it into the crevices and all the things where the welds were. See that? I also, you may see the 3 dots up there. I'll try to point them out. Those were those real small pinholes were. So I filled those with that on the front, on the inside of the car and the outside of the car. Again, they were so thin, or so small, and the metal around it seemed good. So I did grind out with a rotary tool the rust in the weak area, and then filled it with that. So very small holes. So that's really what this stuff is designed to do. Now, what do we do next? Well, next I'm going to come in and put in, I have some brush on seam sealer. So once this dries, I will be putting that in as well. And then once that is done, then I'm going to come in and do PR 15 in here. And then once that is done, I'm going to put down some Dynamat type stuff. Let's see, there's several manufacturers of it. I haven't figured out which exactly one I'm going to go with, but I'm going to put that in into here to help with sound deadening, as well as some heat insulation, I guess, as it were. So that would be better, because all this car originally had in it was the jute, I always call it laundry lint, backing on the carpet, is any sort of insulator between it and the frame. So anyway, well, I'm going to get in here and start doing some more work. I will give you, if you do use this POR 15 stuff, the box says to wear gloves. It's no joke. If anybody's used POR 15 before, you know kind of how messy this stuff gets. And this is basically the same stuff, but it's thicker so that it can fill in whatnot. So you make sure that you're wearing gloves when you're putting this stuff on. Somehow I got it on not my gloves, but I got it on my arms and stuff. And even using mineral spirits made it hard to get out. So just keep that in mind as you're doing it. So what I'm going to do now, I'll do a little bit more cleanup. I see some dirt in here, and then I'm going to go in some of the other spots and start using some of that brush in seam sealer where I pulled the old seam sealer out. So places like back there and all that, and start brushing that in areas where I haven't put this POR stuff. It's got to sit for like 24 hours. So anyway, I'm going to get at that now. Okay, so still working on some things, but when I mentioned about the POR 15 stuff getting all over everything, I wasn't lying. Apparently it had gotten into my beard, so I don't have one now because it was all... So yeah, make sure you're careful if you use that stuff. I hear the liquid spray or paint on, whatever, is just as bad. So anyway, get back to work now. Lord have mercy. Good thing though, I have a chin. I don't have just a neck. That's a new thing. I've lost some weight, so I'm happy. Anyway, back to work. Okay, so we got our first coat of seam sealer in. So we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come in and put in a second coat. That'll probably be tomorrow, so give a chance for all this to cure a good bit, including the POR 15 stuff. And then I'll come back in and get the rest of it. So anyway, we'll let this cure and come back at it. Hey folks, I'm not sure exactly where I left off last time, but it's been a few days since the last part I recorded, so we've been making progress. I don't know if we'd mentioned I got the little plates in place. Now I've been working on getting things cleaned up, getting all the oils and stuff before I do the POR 15. So that's what I'm working on today. Next step, I've already kind of gone through and degreased a bunch of stuff, put in some primer on things. Pardon me. Last step is to come in with some acetone, wipe everything down one last time, and then it'll be time to begin putting in the POR 15. So get in here and start wiping everything down with the acetone, and then we'll do the POR. Okay. Okay, so my plan, now that I've gotten things cleaned up in here, is to start on that side and get it painted with the POR 15. Come work my way this way, get the back part on this side done first, so get this part done here, and then finish up on the driver's side where I can get to it without being in the car. Now, I've not used POR 15 before, so I've looked at a couple other folks and done some things. I've got a tarp underneath the car, so even though I've got the big holes plugged, and obviously the rust holes aren't there anymore. But I've heard that this stuff finds its way all over the place. So I've put the tarp under there, so anything that might drip through, there's a hole in the frame rail, for example, that goes, through the floorboard here and then down through the frame rail too, underneath. So if that comes through, I want to make sure that doesn't get on the driveway, because I hear the stuff stains pretty bad around the garage floor. Anyway, so I've got that. I've got the shifter taped off so nothing gets down in there. But be careful of some of the holes, like there's a grounding hole right there, so I'm going to actually put a piece of tape over it so I don't get into it. I'm going to try to avoid getting anything in the holes for the seat belts, important parts there. So anyway, I think we're about ready to start putting this stuff in. So the other thing, you're supposed to stir this and not shake it. So back, here, I've got my trusty paint stirrer. So get that done. Get in here. Once I get prepped and before I get started, I'll try to turn it back on. I know you can't see me, you're seeing my gut right now. So anyway, I'll try to get that turned back on and show you, I guess, the process. So this is really a big step, guys. This is a lot of effort to get the floors done in the car. This is kind of that final prep of all of that. I haven't decided. I've been thinking about some other things I may do. We'll talk about that later, but let me get started on this. If you're doing this, recommend the clothes you wear are ones you don't care about not being able to keep. I don't know if this will make it in, but as I'm doing this, the bristles of the brush are getting off and into the POR 15 application, but again, I'm not really concerned. No one's going to see this but me and all of you watching, so. Okay, I'm not sure what you can see of me, but I've got most of that side done. I'm going to stop the recording and we'll pick up after I get done. Okay, we are done. Oops, if I can get up here with the POR. So you can see the whole inside is done. Yay! So lessons learned. First, you definitely want to put down Mr. Tarpy Tarp and other things, because you can see it got quite a bit of splatter around just on the outside. So that, so second part, the brush, at least for me, kept drying up and started to leave bad streaks. I'd have come out and I basically kept a thing of little container of acetone right there. Come dip it in the acetone and then let it dry, or dry it out a little bit from the acetone, and then start brushing again, and that seemed to work well, made a big difference with things, so that was good. Two, the stuff does stink pretty bad, so make sure you're in a well ventilated area, wearing a respirator when you're using it. I did have a face mask on, not just a one we wear for COVID, but a real filtration mask on, so that was a good thing. Also, don't try to lean in the window holding the can of POR 15 while trying to reach and touch up spots from that side, because you can't get to it, because the can will slip, and when the can slips, well, it makes a mess. Luckily it spilled inside of the car, so that side over there is really well sealed, because that's where it spilled. So anyway, so there we have it. We've got new floor pans in, check. New seat riser in, check. We got a seam sealer around all the weld areas and meetings places, all that on the top side. Got some of it on the bottom side, not finished that, so we'll call that a half check. And we got things primed, and now we've got the POR 15 done. So pretty much the inside now is rust free. It's been, all the rust been taken care of. So, hey, big step forward on the inside. We still have the rust spot down on the torque box that I've still got to deal with. So that hole that's got to be dealt with. So maybe that'll be done next weekend or soon. So yeah, we're good. So what am I thinking about now for the rest of this interior? So I'm trying to debate on what to do on the POR 15 once it's dry. Do I come back? Do I need to put a heat barrier in? Do I need to do a separate heat and sound barrier in? Do I need to do anything? I mean, originally the car didn't have anything but that jute or lint, I call it lint insulation. There we go. Between the carpet and the floors. I think I'd like to do something better than that. So anyway, I'd like to get your opinions. What do you think? Do you have any products you recommend for a heat shield and or a sound barrier I can put in here? So let me know. Let me know what you think. Also very excited. We're almost at 100 subscribers, which is amazing, given that I really thought the only people interested in this car would be my family and the other family that owned it for about 10 years up in New York. So anyway, so that's great. If you do like the channel, make sure to subscribe. Give a thumbs up to the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like it. If it's because you don't like POR 15, I'm sorry. I know people either love it or hate it. Anyway, with that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.